All right, ladies and germs, welcome back. It is I, Dave, the real music observer, observing real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. I just said germs, didn't I? That's such a throwback to... Anyway, Neal Schon has the Eye of the Tiger. That is the title of this video. Haven't talked about Neal in a while. He's laying low a little bit. I'm sure he's organizing and preparing for this massive Journey Def Leppard tour, which is, what, next month. It's coming up. It's going to start. And the reason I have titled the video, Neal has the Eye of the Tiger, little Survivor reference there for you folks who didn't pick that up. I'm looking around the landscape, the Journey landscape. I see Steve Smith on the Seth Meyers show, and he's just, it's just, he doesn't look all that enthusiastic. I'm sure he's maybe getting some money for the gig, I'm hoping, because apparently, Steve likes jazz more than he likes rock, and maybe he's just bored. He's tired of playing that boring old rock and roll. Where you can kind of play it in your sleep if you're Steve Smith. You need those complex jazz rhythms to really get the heart moving and the blood flowing and so forth. So, I'm Steve Smith, and I'm playing drums with Seth Meyers. Yeah, he's on all week, so if you want to see it, it's kind of like a guest spot. He's not there permanently, so he'll be able to tour with Journey and make some bank, and everything will be great, and then he'll go off and be a jazz legend again after the tour is over. Ross Valerie, I just don't hear from Ross a whole lot. Don't know what's going on. I don't believe Ross has a Facebook or a Twitter. If he does, I'm unaware. I think the only way you can get through Ross is through a good meal, from what I hear. So anybody knows how to cook, maybe send Ross a message through the Journey fan site. Might work. We don't know where Ross really stands in this whole split in the band. We know he went to the White House last year. Arnell is on Twitter retweeting stuff about how he's, more or less tired of being compared to Steve Perry. And I saw one tweet where the woman was like, my kids, they've only heard your version of Journey. They only know your voice. And I'm thinking to myself, do you listen to the radio? Do you only bring them to Journey concerts and watch maybe the couple of DVDs with Arnell? And the couple of albums, but everything on the radio. I don't hear any Journey on the radio with Arnell's voice. That might be a mistake because, that first album, the Revelations album, I think Arnell was great on that, and there should be some music from Arnell on the radio, but he's kind of in this vortex of defending himself against Steve Perry and so forth, and then claiming, I love Steve Perry, and why would you want to be in his shoes, though? Seriously, just an observation. The shadow it's there. Steve's still out there too. He's living out in Del Mar, wherever, and having a great old time with life and hanging out with celebrities and Sebastian Bach and so forth. And then, who else is left here? Jonathan Cain. So I saw him driving in a car the other day with his wife, and his wife is promoting some healing magic thing that she's doing, voodoo healing. I don't know. It's, look, if you're going to be mad at me, check out the healing thing and the conference, and I'm not buying that stuff. Do I believe healings can take place? Yes. I think doctors are the best healers, and I think with help, with guiding help, with divine help, I think they are the best method to healing, okay? If you make a promise of healing and that healing fails, I think your faith is shattered at that point, and the people around you who are looking at you are saying, wow, that was just kind of like something you'd see at the carnival somebody goes up there and doesn't work, and they're made an example of, and they're told that they're healed and they're not healed, that would kind of shipwreck your faith, wouldn't it? All right, so who else is left? And John looks rather, I don't know, like he's going along for the ride. Yes, he's got the book coming out, and the book is going to be a blockbuster because it's timed right when the tour begins. Very smart marketing. I'm surprised that wasn't written out of the contract. Like, can you wait until the tour's over to dump the book on us? But a lot of people are interested in how Don't Stop Believin' came to be. I think I saw it explained already. It's pretty much Steve Perry's song with a couple of words from a notepad that were jotted down years ago as the inspiration for Steve Perry writing the song. All right, so we've covered Steve Smith, Ross Valerie, Jonathan Cain, Arnell to some degree, and then there's Neal. Neal Schon, excuse me, I'm just choked up about all this, is the guy who seems to be on fire. He seems to be the guy who is doing some rock and roll stuff. The benefit concert was absolutely amazing. Dean Castronovo hit it out of the park on vocals, and it was just a great night. Greg Raleigh was there. Journey fans just flocked and bought those tickets up in like 3 seconds. Then Neal appears, I believe, with this like G3 summit or something with all these great guitar players. Joe Satriani was there. I think Phil Collen was there from Def Leppard, and he tore it up there. And then he went to the Bammies with Sammy Hagar and a whole bunch of other people up in San Francisco to see Sammy and Neal on stage together. That stuff is exciting. As a rock and roll fan person, I'd rather be... that's where I'd rather be. And so Neal definitely has the eye of the tiger. Neal's got a solo album that's going to come out later this year. It's called Universe, or The Universe. And I bet you it's going to be great. I bet you if you're a guitar fan, you're gonna love it. Narada Michael Walden is the producer, and that is interesting because Narada's a little bit of a funky guy, and it's an interesting pairing between him and Mr. Neal. So that's my video, just looking at the Journey landscape, all the individual members. There's a lot of stuff going on, antics and things, and all's quiet right before the tour, I guess. Hopefully this tour isn't going to end in anybody getting knocked out on stage. I don't think it will. I like to kind of have fun with that, but I think everybody's a professional, and the checks have already been written, and Irv Azoff has these gigs booked, and Live Nation is doing the promoting, so everything's locked in. It's hard to get out of it now. I think even if somebody just passed out and was wheeled away and couldn't perform anymore for the rest of the tour would continue somehow. I mean, there are a lot of ex-Journey people out there. They could probably find somebody to fill in. And look, this is big business. It's big music, big business, and it'll be a lot of fun to see how this all shakes out this summer. And I will be here to document it and to talk about it and to laugh about it, because that's what I do. All right, I'm done with this video. Neal Schon, Eye of the Tiger. He's kind of like Rocky, you know? He's just gonna knock some people out. Hopefully that doesn't happen. All right, I'm just trying to have a little fun here. Neal, if you're watching, buddy, just, I know the left hook is tempting, but just don't do it. Don't do it. Talk to you soon.